Birth after birth, an essential subject from Vinipedia. Birth and death are very deep subjects, and one ponders over these topics at some point in his life. Some religions state that there is no life after birth, and that one either goes to heaven or hell based on his actions in his life. Some others believe in the concept of birth after birth. That is, one gets a life after their current one based on his karma. Vedas advocate the latter philosophy, and rightly so. In order to transcend this cycle of birth and death, one should render absolute and pure devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Srila Prabhupada's books, lectures, conversations and letters offer a comprehensive presentation of this essential subject as seen in the Vinicote's birth after birth category. An introduction from his books is given below in the following 8 quotes. Quotes from Srila Prabhupada's books. All the various actions that we perform in this world beget various specific results. When we begin to enjoy the fruits of such performances, these further actions also produce, in their turn, further specific results as a matter of course. Thus, we have a big tree of these actions and reactions with their respective fruits. And as the enjoyers of these fruits, we become bound up in the network of such work and its fruit. Birth after birth, the spirit soul becomes bound up in the process of producing such fruits and enjoying the same. Message of Godhead, Chapter 3. Birth after birth, the conditioned soul is entrapped with so many pleasing and displeasing elements, which are all false and temporary. They accumulate due to our reactions to material desires, but when we get in touch with the Transcendental Lord and His three-gated energies by devotional service, the naked forms of all material desires become manifest, and the intelligence of the living being is pacified in its true color. Armad Bh Gavatam 1.15 29. When the living entity is engaged in the material body, he is called Java Bhta, and when he is free from the material body, he is called Brahma Bhta. SB 4.30.20. By changing his material body birth after birth, he travels not only in the different species of life, but also from one planet to another. Lord Chaitanya says that the living entities, bound up by fruitive activities, are wandering in this way throughout the whole universe, and if by some chance or by pious activities they get in touch with a bona fide spiritual master, by the grace of Ka, then they get the seed of devotional service. Armad Bh Gavatam 3.31. 43. In regard to the instructions of the father and mother, it may be said that every living entity, including even the insignificant cats, dogs and serpents, takes birth of a father and mother. Therefore, getting a material father and mother is not a problem. In every form of life, birth after birth, the living entity gets a father and mother. In human society, however, if one is satisfied with his material father and mother and their instructions and does not make further progress by accepting a spiritual master and being educated in the stras, he certainly remains in darkness. Armad Bh Gavatam 6.5. 20. Society, friendship, love and well-wishers are all simply results of being packed in different bodies. One should know this well and try to get out of this bodily engagement into which one is thrown birth after birth. One should take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ka, and return home, back to Godhead. Armad Bh Gavatam 4.28. 60. By the arrangement of supernatural power, even the great scientists and thinkers of the world suffer frustration of their various plans and thus rot in the material world birth after birth. A great scientist may make discoveries in atomic energy for the quick destruction of the world and may be awarded the best prize in recognition of his service or disservice, but he also has to undergo the reactions of his work by rotating in the cycle of repeated births and deaths under the superhuman law of material nature. Armad Bh Gavatam 3.9. 10. The highest benefit that can be awarded to a human being is to train him to be detached from sex life, particularly because it is only due to sex indulgence that the conditioned life of material existence continues birth after birth. Human civilization in which there is no control of sex life is a fourth-class civilization because in such an atmosphere there is no liberation of the soul engaged in the material body. Armad Bh Gavatam 2.6. 20. The complete central force is generated from the heart by the Lord, who is seated there and who helps the conditioned soul in remembering and forgetting. The conditioned state is due to the soul's forgetfulness of his relationship of subordination to the Lord. One who wants to continue to forget the Lord is helped by the Lord to forget him birth after birth, but one who remembers him, by dint of association with a devotee of the Lord, is helped to remember him more and more. Thus the conditioned soul can ultimately go back home, back to Godhead. Armad Bh Gavatam 3.6. 9.